Hi guys, last video on us should be, unless something weird happens, or if I have any more questions. So a couple other questions came up regarding the interface that you saw earlier with the SD versus the iPod control and the how it would look. If you saw the iPod control where you could choose the letter and scroll down and all that fancy stuff versus the SD control that you saw in part 4. For USB, it's going to look like the SD. Essentially, only the fancy menus and being able to choose the exact, like the name of the artist and that kind of stuff, that's going to be iPod only. The interface that you saw in part 4 for the SD, that's basically what you're going to see if you're using a USB or if you're using an optical disc. These units, let me address the optical discs. They will play CDs, CDRs, CDRWs, DVDs, DVD-R, and DVD-RW. As far as the ones I've used myself, I've only tested a regular DVD video. That's where you saw the Hellboy in part 4. And I have tested this with a DVD-RW as a Memorex that I put a couple of AVIs on, and they played fine on here. So DVD-RW, if you want to get some of those will work fine in these. Of course, sometimes different players don't like different brands, so your mileage may vary, but for the Memorex that I tried, it worked okay. One thing new I added, and one of the reasons why I decided to make another video here rather than just talk about it, is you may see, if you're looking at the screen carefully here, you may see something weird on the screen, and that's that I've actually added a plastic, a screen protector on the screen. I'm always a big user of screen protectors, especially on touch devices like iPods and PDAs, or I'm sorry, iPhones and PDAs and that kind of stuff. So I wanted to put a screen protector on here. Now I goofed up a little bit when I cut it, and I made it probably about a 1/4 inch too short, but that works out for this because I'm testing it out. Because as you can see the reflection of my hand holding the camera there in the bottom left corner. This is a glossy screen protector that I'm using, so I'm testing this out here to see if it's too reflective or not. I can already see some of my fingerprints. You can kind of see them here in the video too. Fingerprints there from smudges on it, from like I just went to Sonic and had some tots, and you get your greasy fingers and you start touching on it here. I'd rather it be on a screen protector. It's not a fully sunny day today, so it's hard to see exactly how reflective it'll be, but it's a little bit more reflective than the normal screen. You can see, like I said, you can see the difference here where the gap is, but it's not too bad. And at night, I don't even see that screen at all in there. You can't even tell the difference. So I'm still testing it. It might work out. The one weird thing, and you'll kind of see here in the upper left corner, is I don't have it laying down all the way flat, and there's actually a reason there. Well, two reasons. One, to make it easier to pull it off if I decide to pull it off. But two, I'm finding that for some reason, if I have that film all the way flat, the buttons aren't responding. The screen doesn't respond. So I think it thinks that it's being touched in multiple places. But if I just pull up that little bit of corner there in the upper left corner, that seems to be good enough that all the buttons function. So that's sort of a weird thing. Again, I haven't decided which way I'm going to go. Because this is a large screen, you're not going to find any screen protectors that are for PDAs or phones that'll fit this. So what I ended up doing was buying a screen protector for a computer screen. You can check out on Amazon. I didn't see any really cheap ones there that had Amazon Prime shipping, and I'm a big Amazon Prime user. So I ended up going to a Fry's Electronics here locally, and they had some screen protectors for cheap. I bought one. I think it was for a 19-inch screen. It was for $13. The price didn't really matter on what size of the screen was, so I bought the big one. And I just cut out, the shape of what I needed here. Just to let you know, the price difference, this is the glossy screen that I'm using here, screen protector. They do have, glare-resistant protectors that you can use, but those puppies are a lot more expensive. They run about $34 at the store when I was there, so definitely I tried this first. And I don't know how much you know, it really, I'll just to try it and see which one I like. And one final thing, I had somebody early on ask me about boot screens and that kind of stuff. And basically, there is no boot screen. Let me show you what this looks like when you turn it off. There's two ways to turn this off. You can either press and hold the SRC or the source button here in the bottom left, or you can just click on the source inputs here and choose source off. And so, let me actually get some volume here. So radio is on, and now it's off. And so all it does is it turns off the audio and components. The video is still working, which depending on how you are, that's a good or a bad thing. I kind of don't like it. You can turn off the video if you hit this extra button here. So if you hit the mode button that's down here, that will actually turn the video off. What the mode button is mainly used for is two things. One is turning off the video, or two, if you buy the optional navigational unit, hitting the mode button switches between the navigation and this. So let me turn this back on. Hello. Okay. And let me show you some audio. So even with the audio, if you hit the mode button, it turns off the video, but the audio is still actually working there. So let me shut that down there. So that's basically it. There is no actual load button or a load screen. It just turns on when you turn on the power of the computer or the car. And that should be it. That pretty much really covers everything. A couple of questions I had regarding USB. I haven't tested it with a straight out USB stick, but I would fully expect it acts just like the SD chips and the optical disc. Like I said, the menus are the same for the optical disc and the SD, so I'd fully expect the USB would act the same way. That should be that. I had a question regarding hard drives. I guess if you plugged in a USB powered hard drive, it should work. Don't know why it wouldn't. Looking at the specs in the manual, it's 500, I forget if it's microamps or milliamps or whatever, is the voltage, which is the standard for the USB 2. So if you have a USB to, micro hard drive kind of thing, I guess it should be able to work. Don't know why it wouldn't. But honestly, in a mobile vehicle, I'd rather just get a nice, 16 or 32 gigabyte USB flash drive or something like that. Anyway, that should be it. And hope you guys enjoyed all these videos that I made. Thanks.